Hello and welcome to Skolaris Weekly. I'm your host, Martin Klemsa. Last time we were trying to create a schedule for the Ice Hockey World Championship, which went well. So I decided to continue on the subject, and because we only scheduled Pool A the last time, I've put in all the teams for Pool B as well. So we've got all the teams that participated in our system now. The reason is last time was quite easy for Skolaris. We reached 100% fitness, which means we can add more constraints and try to make the schedule better. So I've created all those teams and all those matches. Also in the official schedule, we can see the fitness has gone down because in Pool B there are two more teams that play too many times in the morning. Italy twice and Norway also twice. Let's make this constraint a soft one because in the official schedule it's broken and we want the official schedule to be feasible because that's our source for the constraints. So let's change it. And that was the limit busy times in the morning, and it is no longer required. Also, our busy time clustering to prevent 3 games in a row is actually a required constraint. So let's mark it as required. There we go. So the official schedule is now 100% with 94.7% fitness, 3 broken soft constraints. Let's go to the Skolaris schedule. It doesn't include the new teams yet, so let's try and see if Skolaris can actually create a schedule for Pool B as well. There we go, Norway, Canada. It takes a bit of time to eliminate everything. There's still one broken soft constraint, Canada playing in the morning, which we certainly don't want. So let's keep it running for a while. Also, a new stadium had to be added. That's the Arena Riga, where all the Pool B games were played. Turns out this is not so easy to eliminate, but let's just try to reschedule something manually and then let's see if Skolaris can find the solution. It certainly should exist because Pool B is isolated from Pool A. So if something works for Pool A, it should work for Pool B as well, unless we made a mistake in the data entry. But given that the official schedule was feasible, I don't think that's the case. Okay, so we weren't able to eliminate this one case of a team having 2 morning slots. Let's not dwell on it and let's try to add more constraints. If we look at the official schedule, we'll be able to see instances of a team playing in the evening and then in the afternoon the following day, so that they have a very little time to regenerate. So let's try to eliminate as much of these as possible, and also let's see how many of these instances are present in the official schedule. For that we're going to need to create more time fields. Those time fields will have to be defined as the evening and the morning the following days. 22nd afternoon, and that's 1, 2, 3. And our constraint will be that they can only play once within this time field. And the same for all days. And the last one will be 31st evening, 1st afternoon. So we've got the time fields. Let's create those constraints. Also, before I do that, I'm actually going to increase the weight of this AM constraint just slightly, but to make sure that it's more important than the other ones. And I'm going to use all those newly created time fields with the same settings. And the last one, 31st, and check 31, 30, 29, 28, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and save. So this should be interesting. I have no idea what's going to happen. Let's have a look at the official one. So this constraint is broken 3 times in the whole schedule. That's pretty good. So Kazakhstan plays on the 22nd and the 23rd, but they actually play on the 28th and the 29th as well, and this is not covered by the constraint that we just put in. But let's ignore that for the moment. Norway, they have that on the 28th and the 29th, and Sweden has that on the 27th and 28th. Let's check Skolaris' schedule. Let me actually save this one. This is the official one, just to store the new fitness in the database. And let's check the Skolaris one. So this one has that many more times. So it looks like the official schedule is actually trying to minimize these cases, but Skolaris wasn't aware of the constraint when this schedule was created. So let's rerun the optimization and make sure that this one takes that into account. 97.3, and we're back to the only problem of USA having to play twice in the morning. We've eliminated all those cases where a team plays in the evening and then in the afternoon the following day, which is very good. But let's take this one more step and actually try to eliminate those cases where a team plays in the afternoon and then in the morning the following day. I'm afraid we'll need more time fields for that, so let me just create that. And turns out we didn't need that many because there's only a limited number of the available morning slots. But if I lose the filter here, we can see the number of time fields has grown. But if we want a good hockey schedule, that's what we have to do. Let's go to the class group configuration, or should I say hockey team configuration. and add this last step. So again, we're going to limit the busy times during the PM AM slots to a maximum of 1. Limit busy times, and we're going to just need the PM AM slots. And that's it. Let's return to the schedule. First, check the official one. Okay, some more occurrences. Germany, what's going on with Germany? Okay, so the first day and the following day, they have a short break, so that is correctly reported now by Skolaris. Now PM AM. Great Britain also happens twice. Great Britain really doesn't have a great schedule there. Kazakhstan also 28th and the 29th, short break between those matches. So the overall is 23%. We can see that from the good teams, or from the teams of the top 6 or 8 best, only Sweden has one problem, and the other teams seem to be okay. So I guess when creating the official schedule, maybe they were slightly treated better. Our schedule now has 4 problems reported, except the USA playing twice in the morning, which I still believe we can eliminate. Let's rerun. And this is not going to be so easy. Right, let me stop this and let's try a little trick to maybe get a better schedule. Let's create it from scratch while observing all those new constraints that we put in after the initial schedule was created. So let's clear all the schedule lessons and let's have a look at the whole picture here. So this is the full championship schedule coming up right now. You may notice I also changed the color and the code of the subject because I made a mistake having put in IC instead of IH as ice hockey. 83%. I think we just matched the official schedule's quality. Which took Skolaris 30 seconds. That's quite a lot. Because the number of matches isn't that high. 90% took 40 seconds. Still working. And after 2 minutes, we are left with a little bit of disappointment. The schedule is not better than our original draft. So anyway, let us do one more thing and try to force the issue. So this is 92.3 with 5 problems in the schedule created by Skolaris. The official one contains, by our reckoning, how many? 10 different constrained breaks. Let's make all the constraints hard and see if Skolaris can actually clear out everything. And let's mark all these as required. So on this one, all of those will be required. So all the time field constraints are required. Class group Canada now has a different configuration because we've created a copy. So let's assign this configuration to everyone. And now the draft will be infeasible. Let's see what happens. Now I have no idea if Skolaris can find a conforming schedule. It's looking good. Just 2 more constraints because there's a match going on at the same time. Which one is it? Finland, Kazakhstan, and Canada, Norway. Okay, one more tweak. I can see a problem here. There's a Denmark-Sweden match in Arena Riga, which is valid because we forgot to say that all the Pool A teams have to play in the stadium. So that is one more thing that could prevent us from creating the perfect schedule. So that's all of them. Switzerland was the last one, Pool A. So Pool A plays in the stadium. Pool B plays in Arena Riga. Our timetable is coming up. It looks like it should be possible. No, we couldn't find a feasible timetable. So it looks like we're gonna have to allow a slight imperfection. So in the class group settings, let's allow the case when a team plays in the evening and then plays in the afternoon the following day. I believe that was the evening PM constraints. So let's say these are not required anymore. We could actually tweak this further to say that some teams have to follow this strict schedule and some teams don't, but that would be giving some of the teams advantage. So let's just stay fair and use the same configuration for all of them, which is probably not what happened in the actual championship. And run it. That should be pretty simple now. Turns out that this one, the requirement of 1 game in the morning per team is quite difficult to achieve. You know what? Let's stop this. Let's save this draft and actually try the good old timetable wizard. See what it says. Not enough rooms. Not enough rooms to host 16 class groups simultaneously. This could be fine if some class groups never take lessons separately, or if class group teaching times do not overlap. That's our case, so this is fine. Constraints, don't touch them. Do the analysis. Okay, that is interesting. Why is this only 21%? Ah, yeah, so there's a constraint for some other team while constructing individual timetables for these teams that is being checked incorrectly by this analysis. Again, this is caused by the fact that Skolaris guesses that you're trying to actually create a timetable for a school and not an ice hockey world championship. We can ignore these warnings and just go on. And this is going to be our final schedule. Let's hope. So let's find it. So we have a feasible one, and it's just going to be a matter of finding one that satisfies most of the soft constraints. And that's a success. 100% health, 100% fitness. We've got the perfect schedule for the Ice Hockey World Championship. Let's review. Belarus. That's pretty much perfect. Yep, no problem there. There's no point in checking because we know that Skolaris would report all the problems. Let's just have a look at the whole thing in all its beauty. So there you go. Perfect schedule for the Ice Hockey World Championship by Skolaris. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Don't forget to subscribe, by the way. If you have any questions or comments, just put them down below the video. See you next time. Bye.